Hey, it's Adam with Theros Media. I just want to update you on the conversion rate on our site so far in May. So as of right now, we're at 0.66%, trying to get up to 1%, but we're about 300% over where we started. So we already started at 0.21 when we started looking at different options of conversion rate optimization. Now we're at 0.66 and attributed all that to the e-commerce checklist. The link below, it's $50. Every e-commerce store should get it, definitely. But as of right now, I haven't done too much with any of the product pages. I have created specialized templates for each category of products on our website, so I can optimize the product page individually based on the category it's in. So for instance, let's say you have your direct-to-consumer clothing brand, you have shorts, you have shirts. I'm going to guess that you sell shirts a little different than you sell shorts. So I have a template for each of my categories on my website, and I'm going to optimize the templates separately to sell those products separately. So I'm going to build a landing page and then optimize the landing page to get over a 1% conversion rate from cold traffic, and then implement that throughout the website on my category pages. My product pages, I mean, by category. So I'm going to do that individually. That's going to happen in May or so. Not May, my fault, July. Right now we're in June, it's June 8th. But conversion rate is up 300% from where we started, which is awesome. So we started back in February. Advertising for the site, wasn't doing much before that. Didn't really have to, just ran basic retargeting on Facebook and display ads. Kind of stayed around $30,000 a month. Then it didn't. It started dipping December and January, started dipping a little bit because we were wearing out both our retargeting audience and as you know, SEO is cyclical, so search engines sending your traffic to your website is cyclical. So at the end of the year, no one really buys water treatment type of stuff because no one's really moving. So, search traffic started to die off a little bit for the website. Usually around 4,500 people a month come to the website without any advertising. So that's where we started. I saw that it was dying off, so we needed to do a little bit of outbound, basically sales. So I built some e-commerce campaigns for it, and then I'll show you in June. So about 4,500 people a month. Excuse me. So around 150 people a day or so. Yep, it's right around there. And as you can see, sales dropped off. Not really substantially, but we need about $30,000 or so, a little under $30,000 to break even for the month. So if we don't make that, then we start to lose money on the business, which is not great because we have an employee for it. So we have a little bit of cash to make sure that doesn't happen. So February I started doing a little more outbound, a little more than just retargeting. Got that up to about $50,000. And then something happened in March, which was a little more. So you can see here $37,000, but a lot more traffic. Why was that? Well, because here we go. Where we are? February. All right. So February, 53 grand in orders, 6 grand returns. Now returns are going to be a big part because every time we pay for a customer and then we have to refund them their money, so we're paying for the customer to come in. Sometimes that costs. It depends on the product. Sometimes it can cost up to $250 to get a customer in for some of our products, and we have $1,000. I think our most expensive product is maybe $3,000. So $250 to make a $3,000 sale isn't that bad, but when you have to refund that person their money and you're already paying for your advertising, then you start to lose money twice. So we're paying processing fee, which is 3% for Shopify, and then we're paying Google $250 still. You have to pay for your advertising no matter what. So it's never good. So in March, I figured, it must have been a fluke. But then you see 53 grand in March in orders, and then 16 grand in returns, which is never good. So I dialed back the advertising a little bit towards the end of the month. That's why we didn't make more sales that month than the previous month, because a lot of the orders from December and January that weren't fulfilled were being returned in February and March. So March took a big hit. And then I dialed the advertising. I probably spent about half as much. So maybe I spent, I'd say $3,500 in March total on advertising, and got probably a 10x return on that. So usually we make about $20,000 in sales organically, and then everything over top of 20 is basically advertising. So 35, I dialed that back I spent about half the amount of money that I would have spent, got about half the sales that I would have got, but the returns are still heavy. So returns are really, really heavy in April, which is never good. And then May, a little better. Returns not nearly as much, 40 grand of sales. Didn't spend any more money, just optimizing the same campaigns we had. Made a couple more sales by doing that. Same amount of, basically less returns. And then June, haven't spent any more money than I did in March, just optimizing campaigns. A little more sales than we have. I think we have one extra sale this month than we had at this time during May. But I'm going to ramp it up because the goal is to get to 100K a month by July. So I'm going to ramp it up. Campaigns are pretty optimized at this point. We have search campaigns going, we have display campaigns going, we have YouTube campaigns going. They're all bringing in around 8. So the total blended ROAS for the account may be 11x. And a lot of that you would see in your branded campaign, because when you're running YouTube, a lot in display, a lot of times people are searching your brand. So we have a ton of conversions going through the branded campaign. But if you look at their path to purchase inside either, I use Triple Whale, but you can look at your Google Analytics. It can show you attribution model. You can build one of those inside your analytics. It'll show you how many times it took for them to come, how many touches to your website. Customer insights, long-term value, sales cycle. So I can look at the sales cycle. I can look at customer journey, and it'll show me how many touches it took. This is just today. So Google one touch today to get to a purchase. And they can show me, let's say, last month, stage 5. So Google went to Facebook, went to purchase, Google, purchase. So Google, purchase. So you can see how many people go through each of your campaigns, and I can narrow this down. I can step out of the customer journey, go to one of these things. I'm still playing around with this. Not product journey, I think it's sales cycle. To show me exactly 19 days before the first purchase. A lot of people are on the first day. This is second order. I don't really need the second order. Our store doesn't really have return orders because they are solving their problem and then they're done for the most part. So that's why the long-term value looks pretty much the same between first day and 90 days later, because hardly anybody repurchases. Which is not that great for us. We need to figure that out. If we have a subscription of some kind or whatever. But one of these things, customers, no, those are all the customers. I'll find it. It's one of these items. But I'm familiar with analytics. And analytics will have an attribution model that you can see your customer journey in. So that's really helpful. This is really helpful as well. If I can click inside here, see I know what campaigns this is because I only have one campaign on Facebook, which is just it's a lead campaign because we need people to give us a call to figure out what system they need, and it's a retargeting campaign. So if they came through Facebook, I know they're retargeting. So this is the last month. How many people came through Facebook? 2 people came, and we only spent $50 on retargeting, so that's pretty good. Facebook 2, Google. All right. Anywho, so attribution model is going to help you for your conversion rate as well because you figure out where you're going to optimize your traffic. But going back to our conversion rate, you can see here in March when we really started running traffic to the site, so 300% increase in traffic, but the conversion rate went down 75%, which is never great. We made the same amount of orders, 300 times the traffic because we were running a lot of YouTube and display traffic. Conversion rate went down 21%. So I dialed back the advertising. I'm still going to run YouTube and display. I need to get those working. Search, I know I can do hands down, day in and day out. That's just people coming in looking for us. Basically, I think of it like organic, except it's paid, basically. So I know I can get that working day in and day out. You just need a little time with it to figure out what keywords are converting. Then I need to figure out display, YouTube, how to get those people to convert from a YouTube video or display ad. like I said, dialed down the traffic. About half the traffic coming in, conversion rate went up a little bit, which is good. Is mainly because we dialed down the traffic that we didn't know how to convert yet. So then halfway through April, I bought a course from Jaka. It was a e-commerce conversion rate optimization course. Best thing I've done. I think it's like $60. So all you definitely should get it if you have an e-commerce store. You can see here traffic is around, it's steady right now. So we're running the same amount of traffic, same display traffic, same YouTube traffic. But the conversion rate went up about 3 times. So from 0.2 to 0.6, which is awesome. It says 151% month over month. So you can see here that the sales went up. Traffic went down. I ran less display, less YouTube. Search, a ton more. This is all. Actually, this is a lot of YouTube as well. And this month, about the same. Month to date. Conversion rate went up a little bit more. The checklist is about 300 points, and I'm building out a course. Well, not really a course. It's going to be complimentary to everybody who. Full disclosure, I'm an affiliate for Jaka's thing because I thought it was so awesome that I should probably advertise it. So I'm building out a video. Like there's 300 points in it, so I'm building out a video per point, and I'm at point. I don't remember where I'm at, maybe 120, something like that. So anybody who wants to get it, I'll give you a complimentary access to all the videos because I need the videos for all the other e-commerce stores that we could potentially use, or just the same one if I need to do it again, whatever. So that's that. So now you can see that conversion rate's great. So far, I need to get it to 0.1. And the new strategy I'm going to do is I'm going to leave what I did on the site now. Then I'm going to take his checklist, build a landing page around it, optimize the landing page to about 1.5% conversion rate for the cold traffic, display, YouTube, all that type of stuff. And that includes them becoming a lead for us and then a sale. So then I'm going to build a landing page for that, then implement that on our site for each of our products. So I do have a custom template per product on my site because they're going to be sold in different ways, obviously. For example, you're not going to sell a high-end. So if you look at any brand, you're going to sell things in different ways. I used to sell air conditioners, so I'm going to sell heat pumps a little differently than I do furnaces a little differently than I do ductless. So they all need different landing pages on the website, product pages. So I'm going to build out templates for those product pages, build a landing page for those product pages, optimize the landing page to get to a certain percentage of a conversion rate. Probably 1.5% is what I'm going to go at after. And then once it hits 1.5%, I'm going to implement that on the website. So that's how I'm going to do it. But as of right now, conversion rate is up 300%, which is great over when we first started fiddling with it. I'm going to stop doing this on the website for now. I'm going to build a landing page so I can optimize everything on the landing page first and then figure out what works and what doesn't. But I just want to give you an update because I've been making this along the way and want to give you an update on what's been happening. So anyway, it's been Adam, Theros Media. Talk to you soon.